Story 1. The Recurring Guest. I've been a night clerk at the Pinewood Inn for over a decade, and I thought I'd seen it all. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened in room 412. It started on a quiet Tuesday night. A man checked in around midnight looking exhausted. He was unremarkable, middle-aged, average height, thinning hair. I assigned him to room 412 and thought nothing more of it. The next morning, I was surprised to see the same man checking in again. He looked identical, down to the clothes he was wearing. I assumed he'd forgotten something and had to stay another night. I assigned him to room 412 again, thinking it would be easier for him. But on the third night, it happened again. The same man, same clothes, same tired expression. This time, I was certain something was off. I asked if he'd been staying with us, and he looked at me blankly, insisting it was his first night. Against my better judgment, I gave him room 412 once more. This pattern continued for a week. Every night at midnight, the same man would check in, always looking exactly the same, always insisting it was his first time at our hotel. My colleagues on the day shift never saw him check out. On the 8th night, curiosity got the better of me. After he went up to his room, I waited an hour and then used my master key to enter 412. The room was empty. The bed was made. Nothing in the bathroom. No luggage. It was as if he'd never been there. Shaken, I decided to review our security footage. What I saw chilled me to the bone. Each morning, at exactly 5:43 a.m., the man would leave his room and walk down the hallway. But instead of going to the elevator or stairs, he would simply vanish. One moment he was there, the next gone. I don't know who or what this man is. A ghost? A glitch in reality? All I know is that it's midnight now, and I can see him walking through the lobby doors, right on schedule. Story 2. The Room Service Menu. I travel a lot for work, so I'm used to the quirks of different hotels, but my stay at the Meridian Grand last month was something else entirely. It started normally enough. I checked in, went up to my room, 1408, and started unpacking. The room was nice, if a bit old-fashioned. Wood paneling, heavy drapes, a large armchair in the corner. As I was hanging up my clothes, I noticed the room service menu on the desk. Being hungry after my flight, I picked it up to order dinner. That's when things got weird. The menu items were off. Instead of the usual club sandwiches and Caesar salads, I saw things like whispers of your forgotten dreams and a slice of your deepest regrets. The prices weren't in dollars, but in memories and years of life. I thought it must be some artistic gimmick, so I called room service to order a normal meal. The voice that answered was raspy and ancient. It asked me what I'd like to trade. Confused, I said I just wanted a burger. The voice chuckled and said, "Very well, we'll take a childhood memory as payment. You won't even miss it." Before I could respond, there was a knock at my door. I opened it to find a covered silver tray. The hallway was empty, no server in sight. Heart pounding, I brought the tray inside and lifted the cover. There was a perfect burger on the plate, exactly how I like it. But as I looked at it, I realized I couldn't remember my 10th birthday party. I knew I'd had one. I could recall my mom mentioning it once. But the memory itself was just gone. I didn't sleep that night, or eat the burger. In the morning, I checked out immediately. As I was leaving, I overheard the receptionist talking to another guest. "Oh yes, our room service is quite popular. People say the food is to die for. I still travel for work, but I always bring my own snacks now, and I never ever order room service." Story 3. The Do Not Disturb Sign. It was supposed to be a romantic getaway. My girlfriend Sarah and I had been planning this trip for months. We arrived at the Rosewood Hotel late Friday night, giddy with excitement. The concierge gave us a knowing smile as he handed over the key to room 731. The room was beautiful, plush carpet, a massive bed, and a stunning view of the city. We fell asleep in each other's arms, looking forward to a weekend of relaxation. I woke up early the next morning, careful not to disturb Sarah. Wanting to let her sleep in, I decided to hang the Do Not Disturb sign on our door before heading down for coffee. But when I opened the door, There was already a sign hanging there. Confused, I took a closer look. It wasn't the hotel's usual sign. This one was made of old, yellowed paper, and the words "Do Not Disturb" were scrawled in what looked like dried blood. I quickly pulled it down, feeling uneasy. When I returned to the room, Sarah was still asleep. I decided not to mention the sign, not wanting to spoil our weekend. But throughout the day, I noticed strange things. The room would suddenly feel cold. Objects would move when we weren't looking. And sometimes, just at the edge of my vision, I thought I saw a figure standing in the corner. That night, we returned to our room to find the bloody sign back on our door. I hadn't told anyone about removing it. Sarah saw it too this time, and it freaked her out. We called the front desk, but they insisted they only used plastic signs and had no idea where this one came from. We barely slept that night, jumping at every creak and shadow. In the morning, we decided to check out early. As we were packing, Sarah went to take a shower. Suddenly, I heard her scream. I rushed to the bathroom to find her pointing at the mirror, her face pale with terror. Written in the steam on the mirror were the words, "I said do not disturb." We left immediately. Later we learned that room 731 had a grisly history. Years ago, a reclusive guest had died in that room. His body wasn't discovered for weeks because of a "Do Not Disturb" sign left on the door. They say he's still there, in room 731, eternally guarding his privacy. And he really, really doesn't like to be disturbed.